I'm Martin Barnes from the North Hampshire Organists Association, and I'm here with Jeff Willis, our chairman. Today, Jeff is going to tell us about an Hauptwerk organ he has built for a very special purpose. Jeff, tell us about that special purpose.
Well, we wanted an organ to demonstrate in schools. Young people don't get to hear or see organs because few of them go to church. We got a great response from the first school that we approached, and we'd organised a demonstration and an in-depth workshop and a concert, but unfortunately they had to be postponed because of the COVID situation.
So Jeff, what is an Hauptwerk organ and how is it different from a digital organ?
Hauptwerk is the name of a computer program, or a very clever app, you might say. It runs on a PC or an Apple Mac computer, and you connect it to a console or a keyboard. You can choose to play from hundreds of different instruments. Now, many digital organs do something similar, but I think there are three big things that stand out that make Hauptwerk the best. First, it sounds spectacular, very realistic, and there's a huge variety of instruments to choose from. There are all kinds of features, controls for your console, and you can adapt in every way. And thirdly, it's affordable. You can use it on a single keyboard or maybe a 4-manual console.
Can you tell us what is different about this organ that you've built?
We made it transportable. We want to take it to all kinds of venues in the back of a couple of cars. It's modular, so each part can be carried by one person. And it's easy to assemble, so quick to be ready to play.
Why did you decide to make one, not just buy one then?
We looked at several different digital organ makers, but we felt they weren't designed to be transportable, and the cost was more than we budgeted. I've got some experience of Hauptwerk, so our committee were very supportive when I proposed to make one.
So where did you start with the project?
I looked at lots of pictures on the internet. You see all sorts of features that you like, some that you don't want or wouldn't be practical. And there's some published guidelines for console dimensions. And then I made some sketches. Drawing makes you think about what's easy to make and how it will be constructed. And then you also think about weight and size. They need to be kept down, but you can't have too many units, otherwise it all gets too complicated.
Tell us about the main parts of the organ.
There are three main parts to the organ. We made the great console first. The electronic boxes are mounted behind the keyboard. We chose the Apple Mac mini computer because it's small and lightweight compared to a PC. And the preamplifier is important for high quality audio. Second is the swell. It's just a keyboard in a matching case that goes on top of the grate. There's a very quiet fan inside to keep the console cool, and there's wooden slats that locate it in the right place, so there's no screws. And the third item is the pedal board, which we were given. We wanted it self-contained, so we modified the switches to mount on the front of the board and box them in. We also attached the expression pedals.
What about the keyboards? Did they come from an existing organ as well?
No, we bought those. They're standalone MIDI keyboards made by a company called M Audio. We stripped them from their plastic cases and made blocks to fit them in the console.
Speakers can be very large. How did you deal with those?
Well, audio quality, of course, is very important, and speaker technology has advanced quite a lot, so we bought them. The main amplifiers are built inside the boxes, and there's two main speakers and a bass unit to help with the low pedal notes. They're powerful enough to use in large rooms, and they're not physically part of the console, so they can be placed anywhere convenient.
The organ bench looks a bit unconventional. Tell us about that.
We couldn't use a traditional organ bench because it would be too heavy, so we modified a platform that's normally used by decorators. We added a polished seat. It's important for organists to be able to wiggle. And the legs fold out. That's on the bench, not the organist. They stand on special boxes, which you can set at 3 different heights. Young people who've got shorter legs need to be lower, nearer the pedal board.
There seem a lot of separate parts. How easy is it to put together once you've moved it?
Most of the cables are connected to the back of the Great Console. All the connectors are unique or colour-coded, so they can't be plugged into the wrong place. And it takes just over half an hour to move the parts into place and be ready to play.
How do you control it all?
Well, there's a touch screen which displays stop jams of the organ that you're playing. And we also put a lot of thumb pistons on both manuals. So we've got divisionals, couplers, generals, and we included a stepper. At this point, I'd like to say a big thank you to the IAO for the very generous grant they made towards the cost of materials. Thank you.
Jeff, thank you very much for telling us all that. At the beginning, you talked about a spectacular sound. Perhaps you'd like to demonstrate that for us.
I did mention that Hauptwerk can play many different organs, or sample sets as they're called. Here is a fantastic organ sampled by Peter Grabowski. I hope you enjoy it.